I'm shaking so bad, look at my hand.
In July 2008, a young boy was filming in the Rocky Mountains when he captured something strange hovering in the sky. What he filmed was no ordinary sight. A dark ring floated silently above the mountains, completely still, then slowly drifted away. There were no planes nearby, no wildfires, nothing that could explain a perfect smoke ring just hanging in the air like that. When the footage spread online, people were baffled. Theories exploded. Was it a portal? A wormhole? Something not from here? To this day, no one can say what the boy saw. And some still wonder, was it real? Or was it all just a clever edit? While venturing deep into the woods, a hiker climbed onto the roof of an abandoned building to capture the breathtaking view. But as they scanned the landscape, something strange caught their eye. A tall, thin, gray figure weaving through the trees. Heart-pounding, they zoomed in, only to realize it resembled neither a human nor any animal they had ever seen. A chill ran down their spine, an unshakable sense of dread settling in. For the rest of the day, the eerie encounter haunted their thoughts, leaving them questioning what they had just witnessed. A man who lives near the Appalachian Mountains often hikes the trails alone, and has never experienced anything out of the ordinary until one chilling trip changed that. While exploring the woods like he always does, he suddenly heard a scream unlike anything he'd ever encountered. It could have been wildlife, but something about it felt off, unnatural even. Was this his first real brush with the unsettling mysteries of the Appalachian wilderness? This guy spotted something weird moving in the ocean, a long, dark shape silently gliding just below the surface. At first, he figured it was just a piece of driftwood, until it started to rise. That's when he saw it. A smooth, snake-like body, moving with eerie precision. Some viewers brushed it off as floating debris, but the way it swayed through the water, it looked alive. The footage might be grainy and far off, but one thing's clear: something big was creeping just offshore. A group of friends had rented a remote cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains for a peaceful weekend getaway. Surrounded by endless, shadowy woods, the spot felt like a perfect escape. One night, as they soaked in the hot tub beneath a glowing moon, a low, thunderous sound echoed from somewhere deep in the forest.
Yeah, that was a car. Who's the aliens, bro?
I think
it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No. Es que dicen que no va a pasar nada, pero...
Stop.
But the music and laughter quickly faded into nervous silence. Something about that sound wasn't right. Unbeknownst to them, the Appalachian woods have a long, chilling history. Mysterious vanishings, strange figures spotted between the trees, stories that locals don't like to tell after dark. Thankfully, the group left the hot tub and returned inside without incident. But that night, it still haunts their memories. Before we jump into the next encounter, I just want to take a moment to thank and congratulate all of you. We're almost halfway to 10,000 subscribers. We're working harder than ever to bring you the scariest and most thrilling hiking encounters out there. Our goal? To take this channel to the top, and nothing's going to stop us. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and enjoy the rest of the show. And when we hit 10,000, a few lucky subscribers will get a surprise. Now, let's get back to the video. While hiking a remote stretch of the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, a lone hiker reached the summit expecting sweeping views, but stumbled upon something far more chilling. Hidden among the trees, they discovered an old, forgotten graveyard. Weathered headstones jutted from the earth, with no signs, no fences, and no trace of it on any map. The hiker searched for answers but found nothing. No names, no history, no explanation. The eerie silence and cold mountain air clung to them, leaving behind a mystery and a memory they'd never shake. Lewis, Clark, and their friends thought exploring an old, abandoned train hidden deep within the forest would be fun. Most of the train cars were empty, silent, and eerie, but nothing too unusual. That is, until they reached the caboose. Inside, the air felt heavier. The sheets covering the benches were stained with dark red spots. Something large, something unnaturally heavy, was hidden beneath one of them.
The carriage and we'll come, let's go. What is that? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Just go, just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we need to get out.
Fucking go, go.
That shit. Come on.
Fuck! Ugh. There's mud everywhere, Ant. Wait, is that a body? We need to call the police, mate. We need to. Oh my god, this has happened before, but this has happened. Ow, my fucking head.
Mate. I'm fucking wrong,
No one dared to lift the sheet. They bolted, even leaping over another blood-stained cover on their way out, hearts pounding. To this day, no one knows what was under those sheets. Some say it was a body, others think it was something even worse. But one thing's certain, Lewis and his friends never went back, and they never will. Less than half a mile into a 2021 section hike on the Appalachian Trail, this hiker suddenly heard something strange, eerie sounds echoing through the trees. Every hair on their body stood up. The trail was completely empty, yet the noise grew louder, closer, like something huge was creeping just out of sight in the woods. Turns out, it was just cows. So no, not everything in the wilderness is something sinister, but still, stay alert. You never know what's waiting just off the path. Sydney, a solo traveler, returned to one of the very first campsites she'd ever visited, tucked deep within the Appalachian wilderness. When she arrived, the forest was eerily silent, not a soul in sight. She pitched her tent and started cooking a simple meal, rice and chicken sizzling over the fire. That's when she heard it.
Is that?
A strange, unplaceable sound echoed through the trees. It didn't quite feel natural. Still, Sydney brushed it off and stayed the night. Luckily, nothing happened, or so she thought. To this day, the clip remains a complete mystery. In 2011, a family vacationing in Tennessee's Smoky Mountains captured something eerie on camera.
What's he doing?
While filming the scenic view, the man behind the camera noticed a sudden movement in the background. A moment later, it appeared again, this time partially hidden behind thick bushes. The family was convinced they had just seen Bigfoot, and given how steep and unforgiving the terrain is, especially around Clingman's Dome, it would be nearly impossible for someone to stage a hoax in a costume. Strangest of all, sightings like this aren't exactly uncommon in these mountains. While walking along a quiet trail, a Reddit user stumbled upon something truly disturbing. Pinned to a tree was a severed tongue. Some believed it was real, possibly belonging to a cow or deer, while others speculated it could be part of a sinister ritual or even a chilling warning. But who would do such a thing, and why? What could be the real story behind this eerie discovery? While camping deep in the woods, a family snapped what they thought was a sweet photo of their 3 children playing in a tree. At first glance, everything looked perfectly normal, just a joyful moment frozen in time. But when they looked closer, later that evening, their hearts sank. Standing just behind their youngest son was a 4th child. The eerie part: the family swears no one else was around. They were miles from anyone, in a secluded part of the forest. So, who or what was in that photo? Could it have been a ghost? One night off the coast of Scapello, Sicily, something eerie was captured on camera. A glowing figure drifted through the dark waters at first, and it looked like a diver with a headlamp. But as it came closer, the illusion fell apart. Its shape was all wrong. Long, serpent-like, a visible spine running down its back, and the way it moved? Not human, not even close. Was it just a trick of the light? A diver caught at a strange angle? Or did this fisherman stumble upon something far more mysterious lurking beneath the surface? It was around 2 a.m. during a peaceful late-night fishing trip when this person, sitting alone by a still, quiet lake, decided to snap a quick photo just to capture the moment. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. The night was calm, silent, exactly what you'd expect at that hour. But when they checked the photo later, there it was, a dark, shadowy figure standing in the distance. They swear no one else was there. So the question is who, or what, was lurking by the lake that night? As he drove down an old, abandoned road toward his campsite, a chill ran down his spine. Up ahead, something eerie caught his eye. A shadowy figure in a flowing white dress crossing the road. His heart pounded as he slammed the brakes. Who or what was that? Curiosity got the best of him. Stepping out of his car into the pitch-black night, he scanned the surroundings. But there was nothing. Just silence and darkness. If it were a person, why were they wandering alone in the middle of the forest at this hour? And if it wasn't, then what had he just seen? While trekking through the woods, a group of adventurers stumbled upon an abandoned GoPro, its owner nowhere in sight. Intrigued, they played back the footage only to be shaken by what they uncovered. The final moments showed a group of unknown explorers, their expressions shifting from excitement to pure terror. In the background, a shadowy, unnerving figure loomed, watching them. Then, without warning, the footage cut to black. Despite efforts to identify the people in the video, their identities remain a mystery. Were they just lost tourists? Or does this eerie recording capture the final moments of a group that was never meant to be found? A Reddit user recently shared a photo from a peaceful trip to a forest in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where they were trying to capture a playful shot of a tree. However, upon zooming in, something strange caught their eye. A mysterious gray figure appeared to be standing at the edge of a fence. Some commenters speculated that the figure resembled a woman in Victorian-era clothing, possibly a nurse or housemaid. Given the area's rich Civil War history, could this be the spirit of a Civil War nurse still lingering in the woods? The eerie discovery has sparked some fascinating theories. It was a quiet evening as the YouTuber settled in for a solo camping trip deep in the forest. As night crept in, he curled up in his tent, ready to get some rest. But then, something stirred him awake. Torn between fear and curiosity, he gathered the courage to step outside and investigate.
He went away, though. I don't know, I feel like I kind of want to go out and check, but I'm kind of scared too. I think we're gonna go out and check. I might just walk around and look at the area. Look at this, guys. I can't even see a thing on camera. It's so dark. Let me see if my phone flashlight's better. I think it's a little better. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely better. I'm just gonna use my phone flashlight.
But when he looked around, everything seemed normal, until he spotted something strange. Just as he started to feel calm again, snuggling back into his sleeping bag, a sudden noise shattered the silence.
Wait, guys, what is this? There's some sort of marking on the tree. It's kind of creepy. I wonder what that's for. Alright, well, now that I know that there's nothing out there, I'm gonna try to go back to bed. Hello?
If you listen closely, you could hear the unmistakable sound of footsteps, this time circling his tent. Terrified and confused, unable to figure out what was out there, he made a snap decision. In the middle of the night, with fear and adrenaline coursing through him, he packed up and bolted, abandoning his campsite without a second thought. While out enjoying a quiet day of fishing, this person suddenly spotted something eerie moving just beneath the water's surface.
What is it? What the actual hell is this? Please, dear God, someone tell me what this is.
Slithering slowly through the murky water was a bizarre, worm-like creature, tiny, with a long tail that writhed as it floated along. Naturally, the internet had thoughts. Viewers quickly jumped in to solve the mystery, identifying it as a rat-tailed maggot, the larval stage of a hoverfly. As creepy as it looks, That long tail isn't a stinger, it's a breathing tube, allowing the maggot to survive in stagnant water. Gross? Maybe. Dangerous? Not at all. This unsettling little critter will one day transform into a harmless hoverfly. Nature's weird, right? This wild Reddit clip kicks off with a fisherman in the middle of a murky river gripping the tail of a massive anaconda. The thick and tense snake glides effortlessly through the water as the man struggles to keep hold. The video starts partway through, so no one knows how this bizarre showdown began. But one thing's obvious. The snake has a huge bulge in its belly L, likely from a recent meal. And while the footage is jaw-dropping, most viewers agree, grabbing a wild anaconda by the tail, probably not the brightest idea. Reddit user Genuine Intrigue recently shared a spine-tingling clip captured by their backyard security camera. In the dead of night, a mysterious white mist drifts eerily across the frame, setting off the motion detector. Despite digging for answers, the user couldn't pinpoint a cause. While some suggested it might be a bug or spider crawling across the lens, that theory didn't hold up, especially since snow was falling in the foreground, ruling out a close-up optical illusion. The unexplained presence left viewers deeply unsettled. A Redditor recently shared a chilling moment from a late-night fishing trip. While snapping photos of a nearby bridge, they took 4 shots, but only one captured something strange. A glowing light, eerily shaped like a person. Sure, it could be a reflection, but there's something about it that feels off, almost unnatural. Could it be an apparition? A Reddit user was digging through an old memory box when they stumbled upon a childhood Christmas photo from the early 2000s. The picture shows the user on the right and their older sister on the left at first glance, just a sweet, typical holiday snapshot. But then something chilling caught their eye in the background. There, lurking in the far right corner, appeared a shadowy figure, an eerie, almost demonic presence with a clear face and thin black arm that seemed to be resting on the back of the user's neck. The discovery sent shivers down their spine. Terrified and curious, the Redditor turned to the community for answers. What exactly were they seeing in that haunting photo? In Cleveland, grandmother Cindy Reed was babysitting her granddaughter Nova when Nova suddenly claimed to see a man with bug eyes standing in their dining room.
Did you too? What? What? Who's coming?
Him coming.
Who?
Him.
You see somebody back there?
Him.
Who?
Him.
Him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Is he in our house?
Yeah.
Where? Show me. Where's he at? He's right in front of you?
Yep.
Who is it?
A guy.
Who's there, mister? What are you doing in our... Where's he at? In the dining room?
Yep.
Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him.
This him.
Take me to him. Show me.
This him.
Wait, let me... Show me. Is he right here?
Yep.
He's in our dining room?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like?
I bug.
He's got bug eyes?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our living room, mister? Get. You go back home.
Terrified, Cindy took Nova upstairs. Despite Cindy's strong fear of the paranormal, Nova continues to see the mysterious figure around the house, though no one else can see him. A Reddit user shared a festive photo on Christmas Day, proudly showing off their gifts and beautifully decorated tree. But it wasn't until someone spotted it on Instagram that things took a creepy turn in the background near the tree. A faint, shadowy figure seems to be creeping toward the bathroom door. Now, they can't stop staring at the image, trying to unravel the mystery of what exactly they captured. A Reddit user recently shared a chilling video captured by a friend of their sister while skiing in Victoria, Australia. In the footage, a mysterious black figure appears to be hovering eerily above the skier, completely motionless, even as the skier moves at full speed. The figure's unnatural stillness has left viewers rattled, sparking debate. Is this an eerie paranormal presence, or just a strange reflection off the snow? A Reddit user snapped a casual photo on her phone during a Christmas visit to her parents' friend's house. Days later, as she scrolled through her pictures, something chilling caught her eye. Semi-transparent feet hovering eerily in the center of the room. When she shared the image with the homeowners, they were understandably disturbed by the ghostly presence captured in their living room. This TikToker, usually known for sharing hilarious everyday moments, recently posted a video that took a shocking turn from his usual content. While he was fast asleep, his security camera picked up something eerie. Things got even weirder when a sharp-eyed viewer pointed out the rug in the corner slowly lifting right before the clip ends. Is this proof of something paranormal or just a brilliantly staged prank? While driving to their Christmas getaway with their wife, 2 sons, and dogs in tow, a Redditor got an unexpected alert from their baby monitor. A strange noise coming from their empty house. The timing made no sense. They had just left, and the user even provided time-stamped footage confirming it. The last recorded moment was them leaving at 3:02 p.m., and yet, the eerie sound came through right after. So what exactly made that noise in a house no one was supposed to be in? This person shared a seemingly ordinary photo taken on New Year's Eve, but a closer look revealed something chilling. A mysterious, childlike figure hovering just above their heads. At first, it was brushed off as a trick of the light until 2 weeks later, when the user discovered their wife was pregnant. Suddenly, the eerie figure didn't seem so random, and many began to wonder if it was somehow connected to the unborn child. While hiking near the railroad tracks in Mission Park, San Antonio, a man snapped a quick photo, but what he saw later left him speechless. When he reviewed the image, 2 mysterious figures appeared in the distance, standing eerily still. Locals have long whispered tales of ghostly children who push stalled cars off the tracks. But this was something entirely different. Confused and unsettled, unsure if he'd captured a trick of the light or something truly supernatural, he posted the photo online, and the internet hasn't stopped talking about it since. On October 27, 2024, a man exploring an abandoned railway station stumbled upon something bone-chilling.
रात के 12 बज रहे हैं और आप लोग देख सकते हैं दूर दूर तो कोई नज़र नहीं आ रहा। इस रेलवे स्टेशन पे नज़र आ रही तो सिर्फ वो औरत। ये यहाँ पे देख सकते हो भाई, रात के 12 बजे ये औरत यहाँ पे क्या कर रही है। जैसा लोग बोलते थे कि भाई ये औरत नहीं, ये औरत की आत्मा है जो कि ट्रेन के आने का इंतज़ार करती रहते हैं और यहाँ ट्रेन निकलेगी उसके पीछे ही जाती है, पता नहीं।
Sitting motionless on a weathered bench was a pale woman, silent, eerily still. At first he thought she was just another lost soul, until she vanished. When he glanced down to check his camera, she was right there. But when he looked up again, the bench was empty. Gone. He swears she wasn't human, but a restless spirit trapped in time, forever waiting for trains that will never return. Locals believe she's the reason no one dares set foot there after dark, and now, so does he. In October 2011, a seemingly innocent photo op turned into a heartbreaking tragedy in Utah. 3 girls made the dangerous decision to stand on active train tracks, hoping to snap a dramatic picture as a train approached. What they didn't realize was just how fatal that moment would become. Seconds after the shutter clicked, disaster struck. The speeding train barreled into them. 2 of the girls were killed instantly. The third was critically injured and rushed to the hospital, clinging to life on support machines. But despite doctors' efforts, her injuries were too severe. Eventually, she too passed away. leaving behind a haunting reminder of how one reckless choice can change everything. Redditor Amy Dancing struck paranormal gold again during a visit to a World War II train tunnel in Darwin, Australia. That day, she and her group were the first to arrive, guaranteeing they were completely alone. Yet, somehow, her camera picked up a chilling, ghostly voice echoing through the tunnel. Most Reddit users agreed the timing and camera movement seemed legit. The real mystery still lingers. What was that voice trying to say? One summer day, Reddit user GladSalamander2361 decided to conduct a spirit box session at an abandoned train station. While there, they noticed a dark figure standing completely still for a full 3 minutes. Despite their efforts to make contact, the figure remained eerily silent and motionless. Then, in a chilling moment, when they looked away for just 2 seconds and glanced back, the figure had vanished without a trace. Luckily, they managed to snap a photo, though they're unsure if it's a shadow figure or something far more mysterious. Now, they're leaving it up to the community to decide what they think it was. This photo was snapped at the railway of an old mine. At first glance, it looked like just another vintage shot, but then something chilling caught the eye. In the background, a shadowy figure lurked, something or someone that clearly didn't belong. It wasn't human. It had an eerie, ghostly presence. Was it just a trick of the light, or did this photo capture something truly paranormal? One night, Jay Brannon found himself drawn to an abandoned church beside a graveyard on Long Island. At first, everything seemed quiet, even. But then, strange flickering lights began to pulse from within the church. They flashed erratically, growing brighter and more intense, almost as if they were responding to his presence. Unnerved, Jay didn't dare step inside. The next morning, curiosity got the better of him. He returned to the church in daylight, only to find it completely deserted. No signs of life, no trace of the eerie lights. But what he discovered next chilled him to the bone. The church had burned down 3 times and had been struck by lightning twice. Whatever those lights were, they may not have been electrical at all. Maybe something from the past still haunts the ruins. A Reddit user came across something that felt ripped from a nightmare. A tree entirely covered in strange, unnatural-looking skulls. The air around it felt off, thick with a dread that didn't belong to the world of the living. Haunted by what they saw, the user returned the next day to get a better look. But the tree and every single skull had completely vanished. No footprints, no broken branches, not even a trace of disturbed soil. It was like the whole thing had been wiped from existence, or was never really there to begin with. 2 wild campers set off into the heart of the Welsh wilderness, eager for an adventure in a remote, abandoned building, a place rumored to be haunted. After clearing out the cobwebs and tidying up the space, they began exploring its eerie corners, trying to shake off the unsettling atmosphere while casually chatting about the mysterious history of the place. But then, something happened.
Fucking mental.
Well stoked.
Yeah, certainly is.
What was that?
Suddenly, a sound pierced the silence. They tried to carry on as if nothing had happened, but the strange noises continued, growing more intense.
No, there's my torch.
Right, let me get out there. Definitely. What the hell is that noise?
The air felt heavier, and a chill set in. Despite the growing unease, they decided to investigate, stepping into the darkness armed only with their torches. As they ventured outside, the eerie noises became louder.
No one here.
Bloody hell. What the freaking hell was that noise?
Oh man,
Oh, dude.
that presumes it's a CP button.
Unnerving them even more, they returned downstairs, their nerves on edge. And that's when they noticed something that made their blood run cold, something they hadn't seen before. But before they could process what was happening, they both froze. Hanging in the doorway was something they couldn't explain. Still, despite the overwhelming fear, they pushed forward. But things were far from over. As the night stretched on, it only grew darker. The unsettling noises and chilling presence seemed relentless. And yet, they made it through the night, though their minds would never quite let go of the haunting mystery of what exactly lurked in that remote building. What was the true story behind the strange happenings they witnessed? Was it just the wind, or something far more sinister? A Reddit user shared a chilling story about their friend who went hiking deep into the woods one quiet afternoon. While wandering through the dense, silent forest, he casually took a photo of the trees, just a random snapshot. But later, when he looked back at the picture, he noticed something disturbing. Behind one of the trees stood a massive black figure, partially hidden but towering over anything human-sized. Some swear it looks like Bigfoot, while others chalk it up to eerie shadows and imagination. What do you think? A Russian biker and his friend were cruising through what looked like an abandoned, crumbling village, capturing everything on a helmet cam. It seemed like just another eerie ride, until something wild happened. Out of nowhere, one of them plunged into a massive hole in the ground caused by a burst pipe. The water inside? Murky, foul-looking, and the kind of brownish color that makes you wonder if it's sewage. For a moment, it looked like a total disaster was unfolding. But according to Russian reports, it wasn't nearly as dangerous as it appeared. While taking a nighttime walk near an old, supposedly abandoned mansion in Globe, Arizona, Reddit user Smithery Guy captured something chilling. As he scanned the building with his flashlight, he caught a glimpse of movement in one of the windows, sending shivers down his spine.
Good morning. Is that something right there? Is somebody right there? No way. No fucking way. Is that somebody right there? Hey. Can you hear me? Can you say something?
Calling out to whoever, or what, or whatever might be inside, he received nothing but silence. Despite his efforts to uncover the truth, the source of the movement remains a mystery, leaving one haunting question behind. Is the mansion truly abandoned? Or is something still lurking within its walls? While hiking through the remote wilderness of Norway, a man stumbled upon something chilling. An old, abandoned house hidden deep in the forest. Curious, he stepped inside and was shocked to find the place still had electricity. As he ventured deeper into the dark, eerie rooms, things took a terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, a strange, shadowy creature locked eyes with him. Frozen in fear, the man panicked, lost his footing, and tumbled down the stairs. The footage cuts off suddenly, leaving behind an unsettling mystery. Was it something paranormal, or is there a more logical explanation? In 2020, a Reddit user casually snapped a selfie in their living room. At the time, only their sister and dad were supposed to be home, no one else. But when they looked closer at the photo, something chilling stood out. In the background, a figure was visible. It wasn't their sister. It wasn't their dad. Strange things had always happened in that house, but this felt different. The figure looked too real. It even cast a shadow. That one detail changed everything. Was it a ghost accidentally caught on camera? Or had someone been inside the house the whole time, completely unnoticed? A man ventured into the mysterious woods of Rivington, a location shrouded in unsettling legends, most notably the tale of a demonic headless horseman said to haunt the area. Intending to enjoy a peaceful bushcrafting trip away from the bustle of civilization, he set up his hammock in a secluded spot, far from other campers. As night fell, the atmosphere quickly shifted. The peaceful rustling of leaves turned into suspicious noises, sharp movements echoing from the trees behind him. At first, he assumed it might be wildlife or fellow campers wandering nearby, but the sounds weren't steady or natural. It was like something was darting through the trees, deliberately stopping when he paid attention. Then, without warning, the stillness shattered.
So I don't know if they're making their way over this side because they might have seen my light. Hear that? Click, click, click. I know the seagulls are going. What the hell is that? Right, let's go get a drink and something to eat. Right, so I'm literally just here in the hammock, and all of a sudden all I hear is bang, 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 like 3 gunshots. It's literally what it sounded like, 3 gunshots. So I looked over to where those other lads are.
3 loud bangs, sharp, sudden, and unmistakable. They rang out like gunshots in the night. He scanned the area, spotting torchlights flickering from the direction where other campers were set up. But what followed was a disturbing silence. The lights dimmed. No voices, no laughter, just the kind of quiet that presses down on you. Feeling uneasy, he decided to pack up his gear and move deeper into the woods. But just as he started to dismantle his hammock, something was thrown at him deliberately. He saw it fly through the air. Someone or something was targeting him. He called out, hoping it was just another group messing around, but there was no response. Just more flickering lights and the creeping sense that he was no longer alone.
I'm being followed. Then this isn't a smart place to come. Plus it's a dead end right in front of me. I'm literally having to back up nice and slow. I know there's nobody going to be in front of me, but there's no half chance somebody's behind me. I hate tight spaces as well. This isn't helping my anxiety. I literally just got that gap. As I got out, that's why it's gunshots. I heard it again, but this time it was fantastic. But they didn't. Somebody flung something at me, and I know they flung it because I seen it coming towards me, not dropping down, if you know what I mean. Where you could have said, oh, maybe it's just a branch snapped off a tree you had in the woods after all. There was nothing like that. It come like this towards me. Then I heard like...
He rushed to gather the rest of his belongings and get away from the area. Eventually, he found his way to an old, abandoned castle ruin nestled deeper in the forest. It should have felt safe. It didn't. The sense of being followed only grew stronger. Every rustle behind him felt calculated. Every shadow stretched a little too far. Realizing that no matter how far he walked, he would not find comfort, he made the difficult decision to end his adventure early. Whatever haunted these woods, real or supernatural, had made one thing clear: he wasn't welcome. A curious user decided to take a walk in the quiet forest behind their street. After sitting alone on a rock for about 30 minutes, their sister called out from home, urging them to come back. It was getting dark, and she had a bad feeling about something she couldn't explain. The user agreed to head back in 10 minutes. But just as they stood up to leave, they noticed something. Something was staring at them. They brushed it off at first, thinking, maybe it's just a tree. But the uneasy feeling lingered.
Alright, well, I'm just going for a walk. That's a bit sus. I even looked that way and there was nothing there earlier. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. I'm going home now. Bye-bye.
They even glanced in that direction earlier and swore there was nothing there. Still uneasy, they decided to head home. Later, when they reviewed the video they had taken in the forest, their heart dropped. In the background was a shadowy black spot, one that eerily resembled a face or hair. Terrified, they bolted home. They haven't stepped into those woods since, and now they finally understand why their sister always said she heard strange sounds out there. About 11 years ago, a group of friends went out mudding for a fun day off-road. At one point, one of their trucks got stuck, and naturally, they snapped a few photos to laugh about later. Months down the line, while revisiting those pictures and joking about the moment, someone noticed something chilling in the background stood a man, hidden among the trees, silently watching them. None of them had seen him that day. So, the question is, who was out there in the woods? And if it was just an ordinary person, why didn't he come over to help? While out for a walk in the woods near their home, someone stumbled upon a strange, eerie structure hidden among the trees. Curiosity led them inside, and that's when it hit them. This was a witch's hut. They snapped a few photos and posted them online, sparking a flood of urgent warnings from commenters. Don't touch anything. Don't take anything. But it was too late. They already had. Most people would know better than to mess with something like this. But the uploader didn't seem fazed. Instead of fear, they were filled with one burning question. Who left these objects behind and why? Two friends set out to explore an abandoned convent about an hour from town. The place was creepy, but perfect for a viral TikTok dance, so they hit record. As the girl danced, the guy behind the camera suddenly froze. Just over her shoulder, something didn't feel right. They inched closer, and that's when they saw it.
What the fuck? Andy, stop.
I'm so...
Oh my god. Stop. Hold him.
Also, come on.
What the fuck is that? Holy shit. Oh my god.
A group of people standing in a tight circle, heads bowed, silently performing what looked like a ritual. Shaken to the core, the friends fled. The video cuts off, with no answers, only questions. In another chilling encounter, a man went hiking deep into the woods. Everything was normal until he felt eyes on him. Turning slowly, he spotted a figure staring straight at him, completely still, completely silent. But when he approached, it wasn't a person at all. Hanging from a tree branch was a bathrobe with a mask attached to it. No footprints, no sign of who or what. Put it there, just the unsettling feeling that he was never alone. A Reddit user recently shared a chilling video they captured while driving through Gettysburg's infamous wheat field, a site drenched in Civil War history and ghostly legends. Filmed at night, the clip starts quietly, until the unmistakable sound of fifes and drums slowly rises in the distance. There's no one in sight. No reenactments. Just eerie phantom music echoing through the darkness. The moment sent shivers down viewers' spines. In the comments, others chimed in with their unsettling encounters. Reports of cannon fire in the dead of night, the thunder of invisible horse hooves pounding the earth, and whispers carried by the wind. One thing's for sure, Gettysburg's wheat field isn't just a battlefield, it's a place where the past refuses to rest. A hiker exploring a remote ancient church, once known for dark rituals and burials, thought he was alone. At first, everything seemed normal, but as he was leaving, his camera captured something unsettling. A woman silently standing in the distance.
Man, I had a feeling here. Let me see how this camera here is recording. Okay, it's cool there. It's cool. I had a feeling here. Look out here, guys. Listen there. I believe the camera caught it now.
Later, he heard something even more disturbing. A child's voice echoing from the forest, calling out, "Mommy, Daddy." Compelled to return days later, he found the area even more unsettling. While walking through tall grass, he saw something terrifying, though he never said exactly what. Shaken, he rushed back to the church, but as he stepped inside, strange sounds filled the air, whispers and repeated words like, "Scoot, scoot."
There was a noise right next door, look. Oh my goodness, man, look at this, man, look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, whoa, listen, look at this. Whoa. Man, you're crazy. Look at this, guys. Man, that's impressive.
The church was empty, completely still, no one in sight. And yet, he couldn't shake the feeling. Something was watching him. This chilling photo was taken inside an abandoned house in Lakeland, Florida, by a team of paranormal investigators. As soon as they reviewed the image, they fled the scene. Why? Take a look at the window. A ghostly floating head appears to be staring out. Locals have long believed the house is haunted. Years ago, a young girl is said to have taken her own life there, and many claim her restless spirit still lingers within its walls. While camping near Urgby, deep in the Sahara close to the Algeria-Morocco border, a traveler snapped a chilling photo of a mysterious white figure standing alone in the distance. When the image was shown to locals, their reaction shifted from curiosity to concern. They claimed it resembled a spirit and urgently warned the traveler not to wander outside after dark. So what was caught on camera that night? A supernatural presence, or just a trick of the light and motion blur? While using the Randonautica app, Chris and his friends ventured deep into the woods, but they never expected what they were about to find.
So the other day, me and a bunch of friends decided to go explore a park that was located nearby all of our houses. And in the creepy back area, we found a lot of coffins. And we got curious and opened one, and there were spikes inside. And it reminded me of one of those medieval Iron Maidens. And then we found this table nearby. It looked like one of those tables that you like tie people to and torture them. So, mad sketch. Maybe if you blow this up.
Hidden in a remote clearing was something straight out of a nightmare, a field full of coffins. Curiosity got the better of Chris, and when he opened one, things got even stranger. Nearby, A table stood eerily in the open, surrounded by ropes scattered across the ground, clear signs that someone or something had been there not long before. So, what exactly did they uncover that day? Deep in the woods, a man was jolted awake by strange noises echoing from his roof. Grabbing his camera, he stepped outside to investigate.
What the fuck is that? Ain't shit up there. Ain't shit up there.
As he hit record, he scanned the area and said, "Ain't nothing up there. So what the hell is it then?" But before he could make sense of it, something suddenly reappeared, sending chills down his spine.
What the fuck? Where we going? The fuck is that? Alright. Hey, I'm black. You need to fuck up out of there.
So what exactly was lurking on his roof that night? And why did it vanish, then return? A TikTok user was suddenly jolted awake in the dead of night by the unmistakable sound of galloping hooves right outside his window. Half asleep and thinking it might just be a horse, he peeked outside only to find nothing there. But the sound didn't stop. The thunderous galloping echoed through the street, clear as day, yet not a single horse or person was in sight. Grabbing his phone, he hit record, capturing the eerie audio of something invisible racing past his home. Late one night, a security camera captured something eerie through a window of a remote home deep in the woods. It appeared for just 3 seconds, then vanished without a trace. The footage quickly spread, sparking wild theories. Some viewers swore it looked like a skinwalker. Others chalked it up to a creepy prank. But the homeowner isn't buying that, not in a place this isolated. She's shaken and still searching for answers. A Reddit user named jturley85 recently shared a chilling video that has left viewers baffled. According to his post, the footage came from one of his wife's co-workers who had gone hunting in the mountains over the weekend. They brought along a pack of dogs, but during the trip, 2 of them mysteriously vanished. After hours of searching, the dogs were eventually found, but they'd been torn apart. While trying to piece together what happened, the group spotted something strange through a scope and managed to capture it on video. The figure appeared tall, with disturbingly long, thin arms, and a body covered in what looked like hair. Even more unsettling was how it moved, unnatural, almost inhuman. Some viewers speculated it could have been a hunter in camouflage, but that explanation doesn't quite add up. Who or what could tear dogs apart like that? No one has the answer, and that's what makes this so disturbing. A Reddit user once posted an ordinary photo of a quiet forest floor, just some dry leaves and twigs. Nothing special at first glance, but take a closer look and you'll spot something chilling. A copperhead snake, expertly camouflaged and nearly invisible among the debris. One careless step and that peaceful hike could have turned into a nightmare. 2 teenage boys were out filming, just messing around with a new camera, having fun. Everything seemed perfectly normal until they spotted something off. In the distance stood a man, motionless, staring directly at them. He didn't move, didn't speak, just watched. Creeped out, they laughed it off and kept filming.
Lilika. Au, Isuse Bože.
Ček, to auto opet.
To ne likuje piše. Kaj je? Kaj je?
Dobro, daj.
Kaj lik? Kaj je rak?
Nemam pojma, daj ga šutni, ja ne znaš. Daj ga šutni.
Neću se. Mislim da je pijan, umeš, ne?
Okej, mislim da idemo. Ajmo mi odavde, ajmo.
Fuck, Isuse Bože, si mu vidio?
But a few moments later, the same man appeared again, closer this time. That's when they ran.
Kaj je, jel to on, Isuse Bože? Snimaj ga, sad ga snimaj, sad nemoj pobjeći. Kaj radi, Isuse Bože? Kaj radi?
Ne znam. Ej, jel si ti u redu, onak?
Oprostite, jel vam treba pomoć? Koji vrag, onak?
Idemo do Mati, ne, naš
Da sam pijan. Okej, znači, Matija, Studeni.
Koji kat?
5. kat.
They bolted into an apartment building, jumped into the elevator, thinking they were safe. But as the doors opened, he was already inside. Then the footage cuts. The rumor? The boys were never seen again. Neither was the man. To this day, no one knows what happened. Some say it was staged. Others swear it felt too real to fake. Either way, it's deeply unsettling. While capturing photos of an old school being demolished, a woman noticed something chilling in one of her shots. As she reviewed the images later, one in particular made her freeze. In the dimly lit hallway just left of center stood a shadowy figure, partially obscured by darkness. The eerie part? That section of the building had already been cleared, and no workers were anywhere near it. So, who or what was standing there? Could it have been the spirit of a former teacher or principal, unwilling to leave the place they once called home? In 2020, a Reddit user casually snapped a selfie in their living room. At the time, only their sister and dad were supposed to be home, no one else. But when they looked closer at the photo, something chilling stood out. In the background, a figure was visible. It wasn't their sister. It wasn't their dad. Strange things had always happened in that house, but this felt different. The figure looked too real. It even cast a shadow. That one detail changed everything. Was it a ghost accidentally caught on camera? Or had someone been inside the house the whole time, completely unnoticed? Reddit user individualinsect722 got a Ring camera alert early one morning. Thinking it might be a curious animal, they checked the footage, only to see something chilling. A person dressed completely in white silently wandered around their property. They had just moved to a remote area, with no neighbors, no foot traffic, and a house that sits alone atop a fenced hill, surrounded by dense forest. They'd felt a little uneasy living there before. But this was different. Who was this stranger, and how did they even get in? Deep in the Appalachian Mountains, one explorer had an encounter he'll never forget. Inside a cave, everything felt eerily still. No echoing drips, no scuttling critters, just total silence. At the time, it seemed peaceful, until he reviewed his GoPro footage later. That's when things got chilling.
The mud just broke off as I left.
In the video, as he leaves the cave and the mud gives way beneath his feet, a distant, blood-curdling scream pierces the quiet. He hadn't heard a thing in person, but the camera did. loud, clear, and terrifying. Reddit lit up with theories. Some claimed it was just a mountain lion, a wild hog, maybe even a fox. But others? They said it sounded way too human. So the question remains, what was screaming from the shadows? For 2 nights straight, a family kept hearing blood-curdling screams echoing from deep within the forest. At first, they tried to shrug it off, until the screams moved onto their roof. That's when things got real. Suddenly, something or someone started moving around the other side of the house. Whispers started flying.
They're all over the damn place again tonight. Okay, I'm gonna keep walking towards it. Might actually get to capture something here. Son of a bitch. Alright, whatever you are, you need to leave. Stay out of this place. This is our home.
Was it a skinwalker? A wild animal? Maybe even a mountain lion? But then it got even stranger. On the far side of the house, they discovered an animal skeleton completely intact. No blood, no visible wounds. Just there. Since then, no new updates. And the silence? It's somehow louder than the screams. Deep in the isolated stretches of the Appalachian Mountains, a woman living alone on a vast, fenced-in farm captured something chilling on video. With no neighbors for miles and no reason for anyone to be on her property, she was shocked to see 2 young girls wandering near her home late at night. She claims she doesn't recognize them, and given how remote her location is, their presence makes no sense. Some viewers believe these weren't ordinary girls at all. Instead, they suspect something far more sinister. Skinwalkers, shape-shifting entities known in legend for mimicking human forms to lure victims out. Even the woman admits she can't rule it out. He was just walking his dog through the woods when something strange caught his attention. Half hidden in the underbrush, a small device buzzed with eerie static. At first it seemed like random noise, but soon a pattern emerged. A voice, faint yet deliberate, speaking in what a friend later confirmed was Mandarin. The entire encounter felt unsettling, almost like it wasn't meant to be found. To this day, no one knows what the device was or who put it there. During a scream therapy session deep in the woods, a girl let out a loud, gut-wrenching shriek. Suddenly, a man burst into the frame, clearly caught off guard and mid-squat, doing his business. The timing was impeccable, and his panic, priceless. While clearing out an abandoned homeless encampment deep in the woods, Reddit user HollyWhizzle311 stumbled upon something truly unsettling. Amid the debris, discarded trash, and shattered belongings stood a worn wooden cross. But what really sent chills down their spine was what was attached to it. What looked eerily like a real piece of human vertebrae. No note, no explanation, no one in sight. Whatever happened here, it left behind more questions than answers, and a lingering sense of dread. A woman living deep in the Appalachian Mountains was home alone when she captured this eerie footage and posted it to TikTok. Out here in the Appalachians, the rules are simple and deadly serious. If you hear something, you didn't. If someone calls your name from the woods, don't answer. If you hear tapping on the window at night, don't look. Never whistle after dark. Stay on the trail. Always. And if something looks human, but something feels off, it's not human. Most importantly, don't talk about it too much. Some things don't like being noticed. So if you ever plan on visiting Appalachia, remember these rules. They just might save your life. Two men were fishing on a foggy morning when their peaceful outing took a chilling turn. Out of nowhere, they heard frantic screams cutting through the mist, loud and desperate cries for help. Then, bam, a strange, sharp sound echoed across the lake. And just like that, silence. Commenters have debated what happened. Some say the noise sounded like a gunshot. Others think it may have been the impact of two boats colliding, with the screams serving as a last-second warning. With low visibility and reckless boaters already making the lake a known danger zone, the men tried to investigate, but the thick fog made it impossible to see a thing. To this day, no one knows what truly happened out there. So, what do you think you heard? While staying at their cozy cabin tucked away in the woods, a woman decided to snap some festive Christmas photos of their beloved dogs. But as she flipped through the pictures later that evening, one image made her heart drop. Behind one of the trees, partially hidden in the shadows, was a figure. Someone or something was watching. What's chilling is that no one recognized the person, and the cabin sits on a secluded island where any outsider would be nearly impossible to miss. Everyone swears they saw no one else that day. So, who or what was in that photo? Could it be the restless spirit of the cabin's previous owner, who died back in 2004? An Australian man and his friends were out adventuring along a remote river, just looking for a fun way to beat the heat. Spotting a sturdy tree, he tied a rope to a branch and got ready to swing into the inviting water below. Everything looked safe, until it wasn't. The moment he leapt, the surface exploded. A massive crocodile burst out from beneath the water, jaws wide, snapping inches from his legs. Heart pounding, he thrashed back to shore in a full-blown panic, realizing just how close he'd come to a brutal end. Shaken but miraculously unharmed, he knew one thing for sure: it was time to call it a day. Early one morning at 6 a.m., a Reddit user set out for a peaceful kayak ride on Tull Lake in Minnesota. The water was glass still, the surroundings eerily quiet, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But later, while reviewing a photo they'd snapped near the tree line, they noticed something chilling. A strange, shadowy figure lurking just beneath the trees, partially submerged in the water. The image is grainy, making it hard to identify exactly what it is, but the user swears they were completely alone on the lake. Skeptics have chimed in, suggesting it might just be another kayaker, or even a swimmer in a wetsuit. But something about it doesn't sit right. A Reddit user recently shared a spine-chilling memory from a lake trip with friends, one that took a terrifying turn years later.
I'm not. That was the lie. That's why I ended it. It's not
Amir said, fuck that, I ain't getting off live.
Somebody need to know where we at.
In the original clip, you can hear someone nervously say, "Somebody needs to know where we at." At the time, it just felt like a typical cautious joke. But when the video resurfaced in his memories, he noticed something no one had picked up on before: a faint, eerie scream echoing from the distance. The creepy part? None of them had heard it in person that night.
I'm not. That was the lie. That's why I ended it and started playing it.
Amir said, fuck that, I ain't getting off live.
Somebody need to know where we at.
And it didn't sound like anyone they knew. What's more, they had all felt a weird, unsettling vibe at the lake that night, for no clear reason. Could that distant scream have been the reason why? Or was something else lurking in the dark, just out of sight? While ice fishing, this man witnessed something downright bizarre. A massive fish suddenly stood upright on the frozen lake, gasping for air like it was trying to walk. Some call it a freak of nature, while others half-jokingly wonder, is evolution hitting fast forward? Was it just a strange illusion? Or did he catch a glimpse of something truly unnatural? In 2003, two friends were relaxing in their remote cabin when one of them casually snapped a photo with a disposable camera. In one eerie shot, a skull-like image appeared on the screen of a TV that wasn't even plugged in. Shortly after, one of them deployed to Iraq, where he endured harrowing experiences and lost several close comrades but survived. Years later, they still wonder, was it just a creepy coincidence? Or a chilling premonition of the horrors that lay ahead? A young couple was exploring near a toxic lake when they spotted something unusual floating in the water. Curious and a little unsettled, they began filming. They uploaded the eerie footage online, not realizing the horrifying truth behind what they'd captured. Later, when they found out what the object was, the woman quickly deleted the video and opened up about the experience in a blog post. A year after their discovery, police confirmed the chilling truth that the floating object was a suitcase containing human remains. The couple's deleted video ended up being crucial in helping authorities locate the suitcase and recover it from the lake. The shocking find launched a full investigation, with their footage becoming a key piece of evidence. She was never told who the victim was, leaving behind a haunting mystery that still lingers. This user recently revisited a photo he snapped in Hawaii a year ago and noticed something chilling he hadn't seen before. In the water, just behind him, stands a mysterious girl, staring directly into the camera. At the time, he swears only one friend was with him, who is also clearly visible in the background. He doesn't remember anyone else being there. Maybe it's just a random swimmer, or maybe it's something more. The eerie part? That unsettling gaze, locked onto the lens, like she knew the photo would be seen again. What if his memory isn't failing him at all? Reddit user AlternativePickle3 caught something truly chilling on their cabin's security camera late one night around 11 p.m. In the bottom right corner of the screen, a shadowy figure suddenly appeared just outside the house. But here's where it gets downright eerie. The snow beneath where the figure stood was completely untouched. No footprints, no signs of movement. Then, just as the camera's night vision kicked in, the figure vanished without a trace. This person shared a bone-chilling Polaroid photo taken by a friend during a trip to Costa Rica. Her friend had traveled there for a meaningful cause, helping with beach cleanups and assisting baby sea turtles. But during some downtime, she, a local guide, and another tourist decided to explore beyond the usual paths. Their curiosity led them deep into the forest, where they stumbled upon a long-abandoned tuberculosis hospital strictly off-limits, crumbling with decay and cloaked in an unsettling silence. Inside, the group wandered the desolate halls, taking Polaroid shots of the eerie graffiti-covered walls. Most of the photos were exactly what you'd expect, empty rooms and urban decay. But one stood out. In a dusty graffiti-stained room, a strange figure appeared in the developed image. Gaunt, pale, with long black hair, wearing what looked like a hospital gown and staring from a window. The unsettling part? No one had seen anyone there when the photo was taken. To this day, they have no explanation for the figure. Just a photo and a memory none of them can forget. Every single day, without fail, this person's next-door neighbor does something truly bizarre. They peer into the yard through a narrow gap between the house and a large tree. Even after being caught in the act, they keep doing it like nothing ever happened. What kind of person behaves like that, and why? A Reddit user recently shared a photo from a peaceful trip to a forest in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where they were trying to capture a playful shot of a tree. However, upon zooming in, something strange caught their eye. A mysterious gray figure appeared to be standing at the edge of a fence. Some commenters speculated that the figure resembled a woman in Victorian-era clothing, possibly a nurse or housemaid. Given the area's rich Civil War history, could this be the spirit of a Civil War nurse still lingering in the woods? The eerie discovery has sparked some fascinating theories. A haunting photo emerged from deep within an abandoned cabin near Skeleton Lake, and it's sending chills down spines. In the eerie image, a thick mist appears to take on a distinct shape, almost like a figure lurking in the cabin's faint light. But here's the unsettling part. According to the person who took the photo, the place was empty at the time. The uploader is now 23, and that cabin has stood untouched since their childhood. So what could have created the ghostly mist? And is it as empty as it seems? This person was going about their day when an unexpected Ring camera alert from the basement popped up on their phone. Curious, they checked the footage, only to be met with something downright eerie.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
A chilling message echoed, "Hi, you are currently being recorded." Then, from out of nowhere, a strange mist began descending from above. But it didn't just fall, it moved, almost as if it had a mind of its own, first drifting left, then slowly veering right. What made it all the more unsettling? The basement had no windows, no possible drafts or outside airflow. Whatever that mist was, it wasn't natural. Late Halloween night in Lockport, New York, a group of friends found themselves wandering near the entrance of a dark, quiet cave. The place felt empty and eerily still. One of them casually snapped a photo by the entrance, thinking nothing of it. But the next day, everything changed. As they scrolled through their pictures, one image stopped them cold. Standing right at the entrance, exactly where they had just been, was a shadowy figure. No one had seen anything. They had walked past that very spot seconds later, laughing, talking, completely unaware. Now, staring at the photo, a terrifying question haunted them. What else was out there that night? While exploring an old abandoned house on their property, a man and his stepdad stumbled onto something chilling. As his stepdad was prying bullets out of a wall, left behind from who knows what, the man snapped a quick photo. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Until later. Reviewing the pictures, he froze. Staring back at him were two eerily sharp, distinct faces that hadn't been there before. No one else had been with them, no mirrors, no photos, no tricks of the light. Just those ghostly, sorrowful expressions frozen in time. Locals have long whispered about the house's grim past. How, over 100 years ago, a father allegedly murdered his entire family within those very walls. Could these faces be remnants of that tragedy? A glitch seems unlikely. A haunting, far more plausible. Reddit user YourFriend16 just posted a 15-second clip called "This Video I Took at a Lake." It starts calmly, with the gentle sounds of nature on a peaceful hike. But out of nowhere, a blood-curdling scream shatters the silence. Maybe it was an animal. But there's something eerily human about it that'll send chills down your spine. This solo camping trip was supposed to be a survival challenge, but it quickly turned into something far more chilling. After kayaking deep into the wilderness, he set up camp beneath a makeshift shelter, bracing himself for a freezing night ahead. But the real test came the next morning. As he hiked back toward his kayak, something stopped him in his tracks.
Hello? Hello?
"Hello?" he called out. No answer, but someone or something was out there watching him. Panicked, he reached for his flashlight only to realize it was gone. And then, just as suddenly, the light he had seen flickered off. Silence gave way to the sound of snapping branches closing in. The only way back to his kayak was through the very spot where the light had been. Not willing to take the risk, he veered off and took a much longer route. When he finally reached the shore, the presence was gone. But the unsettling feeling of being watched, that stayed with him. If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.